I thought this would be a fun machine to add to the collection, since this is the machine I use at work. And while I was initially looking for a SIBO 370 Comfort, which would be just about the same thing, only in gray instead of blue, and of course having the SIBO name, and different pre-motor filtration, because this one just uses a very loosely woven pre-motor filter, as to where the domestic versions have something that's a lot finer filtration for that. So yeah, I just thought it'd be cool, you know. It's like now, whether at work or home, I can use the same machine. But I think this is going to end up in storage, actually. It's like I just don't have a lot of room around here, and now I'm on a deadline due to road construction, so gotta make some space for potential future finds. And you are still running low on the voltage side at 118. God, why is that so fuzzy? Yep. So let's one sec. It just hates these plugs. I don't know why. But there's our voltage loaded. There's our single motor wattage. And let's lean this back to allow the brush roll motor to turn on. I do apologize for this being hard to see. The light's not great right here. Alright, so the connection in here is rather loose, and that means the cone isn't fully straight, so we might not get great readings from here. It's just a little bit too wide of an opening, so... But at least we'll get an idea of how it works. There is a little bit of stuff in the bag, but not much. And it's mostly hair. Alright. Seem to be holding steady at 39.17. And then we'll take a suction reading. We do have a suction relief valve. And now for the hose test. We seem to be just holding steady here, so we're just going to keep moving. And again, the suction test. And then now we're going to test this with the wand out. You can lock the wand into kind of an out position by applying the little tab in between. I'll just show you guys. So if you get the locking tab either, you know, I guess I'm not exactly sure where it clips onto. It might be here, it might be between these two, but you can kind of clip it into one of those spots in order to make sure the hose doesn't retract all the way, to give you a little bit more freedom when you're using the wand. But anyways, I already know in this mode that we experience some, or not mode, but rather this setup, that we do experience leakage around here. So this is not really a good indicator of the power at the end of the wand unless you're using it just like this. But nonetheless, we're going to get the numbers in this configuration just because. And my anemometer's loose. Better. You can always tell when it's loose when you see a negative temperature on it. And I don't think it will be possible to get a suction reading on the end of this wand because it has kind of a... I'm not sure if this is intentional or if it's from wear, but it just seems to me like it's almost got a little bit of a curve to it. So, on to the nozzle testing. And before I begin this, I just want to point out that it is not possible to measure this in a reclined position with the brush roll off. It does not have any buttons that are meant to shut the brush roll off. Anytime you lean the machine back, the brush rolls on. And in the upright position, it kind of chokes off some of the airflow just due to the neck setup, so that's not really worth doing either. So we're just going to go ahead and measure this brush roll on exactly as it's meant to. The red light's going to be on because the brush roll's spinning at a higher RPM that would indicate brush roll wear, so it's just going to stay on. Wire was getting in the way. Seems to be all we're going to get. And I tried this once before doing the airflow test just to make sure we had a seal, and we definitely don't have a very good seal on these. I mean, it's all taped up, but it just doesn't really seal. And I mean, I know we feel air leaking back here little bit between where the body is joined together, and just a little bit around this where you would pop that out to access the brush strip. So not a lot of sealing power on this. So I find this works best on height 4. It is a little bit difficult to push on pile carpeting, but these were never really made for that. Well, this one's gonna run off. Yep, there he goes. The Versamatic and the now discontinued Versamatic Plus line, which this is, it's been said that their cleaning ability isn't great, but they definitely are dependable and they definitely are pretty durable. I know the one I have at work is about 6 years old. Now, granted, of course, I probably take care of my equipment better than most people, but you know, 6 years in any commercial environment, and it hasn't had any major malfunctions. So, yeah.